your pain. When the dark is closing in, see they want to lock me down. When they try to take me down, we be flying off the ground. When the world is going out, when the earth is falling in. This is the mind, this is the night.
Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. You're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show, and I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. This segment is brought to you by Precious Gifts Incorporated, a 501c3 nonprofit organization equipping women and girls for self-sufficiency and wellness to overcome life's obstacles. Please check out their website at www.preciousgifts.com for more information on upcoming events and how you can be a sponsor. Well, today is Friday, March 10th. And we're just trucking along and time is flying by. We're getting ready to come into that wonderful, well, at least my favorite season of the year, which is spring. And this is my birthday month. All things come anew, I feel, during the springtime. And a lot of people feel that way. It's a renewing time, a refreshing time. You know, you do your spring cleaning, things of that nature. And so today, what I wanted to get into is refreshing yourself, knowing yourself, and not beating up on yourself when you get stuck. Because a lot of times around now, you know, we made those resolutions. We planned on doing all these great things, and life may have started just lifing and we got thrown off track. So if that's you or anyone that you may know, I'm going to be speaking to some of those things today. And I'm taking a lot of this information from IYANLA VANZANT'S book, The Value in the Valleys. I read this book so many years ago, but something just hit me today and I went back to it, and there's so much knowledge and so many good and juicy things in this book that are still so relevant to for Black women, I would say today, women in general, but specifically Black women, and how we get down on ourselves when things don't go the way that we planned or anticipated. So I'm going to be getting into some spiritual talk a little bit today, and some things to just help get you on track, maybe get you motivated, and to just let you know that it's okay if you're not where you want to be today, because as long as you wake up tomorrow, you have another chance to get it right. So when we come back from the break, I'm going to be getting all into this content of self-knowledge and lessons and valleys and things of that nature to try to help you on your way. So you're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show. I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. You're tuned in to WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. We'll be right back after the break.
So many reasons why I want you for you, my love. Now you want to retire with my love. See all the little good things you do, they make me no. This distance is taking a hold of me for sure. Baby, come. I'm want to make me there. Girl, I want to make you. Oh, no. I feel like make you. Oh, no. I'm want to make me there. Oh, no. Girl, I want to make you. Oh, no. I feel like make you. Pull over. Come on, pull over. Should be not this kind of things where they make man see ya. And me, I understand. Say your dad know like me, rara. See me, I won't make it no. Say me there for you, cara. And if not the price be that, I feel like to see ya. I never traded you for nothing. This love will telling me what's up and gone. I want to make me dead, yeah. Girl, I wanna make you. Baby, I feel like making you. Oh, baby, oh, no, no.
Welcome back to WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through free TuneIn radio app and Streama. You're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show. I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. And if you're just tuning in, we are going to be discussing some excerpts from IYANLA VANZANT'S The Value in the Valley book, one of her bestsellers from many moons ago. And I'm trying to think when I first read this book. I'm thinking, was it in the 90s? I'm thinking. I've read so many of her books. I truly love her. She's a Yoruba priestess. If many of you have never heard of her, she had that show called Fix My Life. Some people like her. Some people can't stand her. I absolutely love her. I love how she just is straightforward. She tells you like it is. The truth is the truth, and you have to face the truth to be able to get beyond your barriers. So, so I'm going to be talking a little bit about some of the things that she speaks to that I'm hoping if, as women, if you're stuck in a certain spot right now, that hopefully this will provide some understanding and some enlightenment for you to move beyond that. So I'm going to be reading a few pieces from her book and attempting to explain as much as I can without you having to have read the book. But I would highly suggest it. It's an awesome book at any time. Especially if you're going through things, it really, really helps. First piece that I'm going to talk about is she has these valleys that are all connected to different things where she basically says you learn a lesson in everything, learn a lesson. And I've really held on to that in good and especially in bad situations. I definitely try to figure out what's the lesson, what did I need to learn, and if certain situations continue to linger, I really am on a search to try to figure out what does my creator need me to learn from this situation. So we're going to be talking about the Valley of Light today, which she explains is the sacred place where a woman retreats in order to reconnect her life energy to the Divine Mother, which is what many people will consider Mother Earth, nature. It's the spirit of peace, love, and strength with which women have been blessed. A Valley of Light experience is one which many of us Black women resist because it's a time where we find ourselves alone. And when we understand the purpose of that experience, we find it can be rewarding and enlightening. However, it's a space of time in our lives for healing, learning, and empowerment. And based on, societies, it's looked upon as a negative if we're alone, that, to be quiet is a bad thing, frightening thing, and not normal. Like to be by yourself is not good enough by the world standards, I would say. And, but in that time is when you really discover you. and discover yourself. So when I see people that jump from one relationship to the next, without even trying to figure out what went wrong in the previous relationship, they haven't given themselves time. It's usually to just cover up and not really face what they just came out of. And I am not above that. You know, many years ago, that was something that I found myself doing. You know, to get over someone, you just jump right into something else so you can try to forget about that other person. But you run into the same types of issues if you haven't worked on self. So, with being in the Valley of Light, a woman must be willing to translate being by yourself to being with yourself. It's a difference. You can view that experience in which you find yourself from a posture of introspection. So you're really looking inside of you. Being with yourself is a time of sacredness in which you can understand your lessons. I love that. When you're in silence, you have the opportunity to reflect, listen, and gain new insights about yourself. Consequently, when you truly seek to be silent, you must also seek to be in solitude. And so many of us are so afraid to be by ourselves. And that can come from a variety of different places. But when you actually seek guidance, understanding, clarity, or peace of mind, the first step is to master the art of silence and to rethink the value of solitude. Those two principles are so difficult for us to master, but they're so simple. And when you actually get into that place of silence and solitude, you can rest your mind. You can re-energize your soul. It's an opportunity to cleanse and free yourself from the pressures and expectations of everything that's going on in life. I will tell you, I love being by myself, or with myself, I should say. It truly has given me the time to understand the places that I've been, the people that I've dealt with, the decisions that I've made. And it really has allowed me to have clarity and discernment in hopes to not make those same mistakes again. So I highly encourage being with self. There's a law of self-knowledge, and that is know thyself, accept thyself, love thyself. No matter what you've done, where you've been, what has happened to you, know, accept, love who you are. The law of self-knowledge says to thine own self be true. And I've heard that so many times before. Being able to identify your original thoughts from those that you have adopted is knowing thyself, means that you know what makes you tick and why, not what society, your friends, your family, or what have you have put upon you. It means that you trust that you can have an original thought and act upon it even when others aren't pleased with your thoughts. And knowing, accepting, and loving are often very difficult for Black women because a lot of times we're people pleasers. So we become so derailed by what we have done or not done to make others happy that we forget about ourselves often. So one of the most difficult challenges we have is confronting in the knowing, accepting, and loving of ourselves, and accepting that we've made a mistake, we've been wrong about something or someone, or that we made a poor choice or bad decision. We believe somewhere that we are wrong, and it's hard to admit that. And we put it on ourselves that something is wrong with us. But we have to believe that we're good enough but we're still human and we make mistakes, right? So don't beat yourself up if you've made a bad business decision or you got with a person who was not right for you. Don't beat yourself up about it. That's what she calls the valleys are for. They're designed to help us improve who we are and what we do. But we first must know who we are. That's the biggest key, knowing who you are. And I encourage women out there, take time, get in some silence and some solitude and get some peace and learn who you are. Learn what makes you tick, not what everybody else feels that you should do. Not all the weight that you carry on your shoulders, but free yourself of that for a moment in time and really get to know you. Spend some time with you. Love you. Okay, so after the break, we will continue discussing self-knowledge, self-love, everything to help heal yourself and face yourself. You're listening to WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
Everything feels so new. Never imagined she could do all the things she did to me all night long. Felt like she was dancing with me to our own private melody, while my soul and her soul wrote the song. But how could it feel so right, knowing it was just one night, missing her warm embrace, the memories I can't erase, can't get her out of my mind. I would give all I had, all I want, all I want is you. I would give all I had, all I want, all I want is you. Our fireplace is not been lit, 'cause you're not here to share it with. I realize you're the one who keeps me warm. No matter how beautifully I dream, or how good I make things seem, nothing's like waking up inside your arms. Oh, how it feels so right, holding you all through the night, all in your warm embrace, the memories I can't erase, can't get it out of my mind. I would give all I had, all I want, all I want is you. I would give every single thing for all that I want. So all that I want is you. All that I want, you by my side. just so I can call you my baby. I don't love nobody else. I would trade it all just so I can call you my baby.
Of awareness. And that's the process of really, truly getting in tune with yourself and loving yourself, because you truly can't love anybody else unless you have love for yourself. So awareness is the value in the valley of light. It truly is. And being silent is the only way to understand and to be able to shed some light on whatever those issues were that you just came out of. So once again, I just want to encourage everyone that no matter what you've done or where you've been or what you've been through, there's always a chance to get it right the next time. As long as you have breath in your body, God has given you another day to make a change and to get it right. So, in conclusion, I thank you for joining me today, and I ask that you continue to join me every Friday at 9:30 a.m. If you'd like to be a guest on my show, or if you have a brand, business, or service that you would like advertised, please call me at 1-800-988-3044 or info@preciousgifts, and that's gifts with a Z.com. You've been listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show. I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown, on WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. Until next week, continue to be a blessing. Remember, you are the gift. Ashe.
Can't sleep in my bed. Everybody can't be up in my face. Everybody can't be all in my space. Now I might fuss a little bit, cuss a little bit, you know this, yeah. But if you trust a little bit, you gon' get 100%. I don't want nobody but you. Don't want nobody touching me, baby. Don't want nobody kissing me, baby. Don't want nobody loving me, baby. But you, but you. Everybody won't understand my journey. Everybody won't know how to heal what hurts me. Everybody can't be written into my story. Just because they want me don't mean they ready for me. Now I might go a little fit, talk a little slick, I do this, yeah. I'm willing to go and admit you perfect fit, baby, you the shit. I don't want nobody but you. Don't want nobody touching me, baby. Don't want nobody kissing me, baby. Don't want nobody loving me, baby. But you, never mind what you thought. You were in my heart. Never mind what you think. You were in my dreams. Never mind how it seems you're my everything. Never mind. I don't want nobody but you. Don't want nobody touching me, baby. Don't want nobody kissing me, baby. Don't want nobody loving me, baby. But you, I don't want nobody but you.
you remember when I profess my love. Press the button, I hope it's you recording every word I'm saying to you. I'm telling you right now from this day on, I've already weighed out the pros and cons. You're just the woman I want. I want. Places to be with you. Babe, to the days I do. Shame love to say I do. Forever somebody long time, I don't really want to spend it with you. I shine when you shine, and there's really no substitute. Forever somebody long time, I don't really want to spend it with you. I shine when you shine, there's really no substitute.
Pick a tree to carve our names. Let the world know it's not a game. Last longer than a wedding ring. Generations tattooed with the love we bring. From the seeds we sow to the time it takes to grow. Long enough to show you I won't let go of you.
Without you, I'm incomplete. Like this love song without this beat. I'm saying that you are the man I need.
Yeah.
Making my plans just to be with you. Spending big till the days are through. Ain't ashamed love to say I do. Forever somebody long time, spend it with you.
Spend this thing
I shine when you shine, and there's really no substitute.
all the time.
Forever somebody long time, I really want to spend it with you. I shine when you shine,
Yeah,
no
it's fine to go. Yo, take a picture off the wall, try to reframe it. Take all the color off, try to repaint it. If you want picture perfect, well, we ain't it. Because we painted our own portrait of me and you that can never be tainted. Because real love embodies all colors of the spectrum. Mix a few greens with your reds and your blues. Create some new hues, then you rehang it. Start over, even though your friends gon' doubt you. And all them other niggas trying to scout you. It gets so tiring, but I'd be lying if I said that I'd be better off without you. And when I think of walking out you, smiling the way they make me feel like I'd be lost without you. Me and you are the only threats to us. Till death do us, I'm standing next to you.
Forever somebody long time, I don't really want to spend it with you. I shine when you shine, and there's really no substitute. Forever somebody long time, I don't really want to spend it with you. I shine when you shine, and there's really no substitute. Forevermore.
Hi, this is LaNinia, host of Thy Queendom Come radio show. By being on air, I'm able to encourage, enlighten, and support women of all ages. I'm grateful that this platform allows me to remind my sisters that you are the gift. Tune in Fridays, 9:30 a.m. WDRBmedia, the voice of the community.
Got me on the wheel, I'ma drive it, but they wanna raise up the mileage. Well, I don't